Welcome to Prerona Television Canada on behalf of Global Academy of Holistic Leadership and Coaching. It is our honor that we are continuing our leadership speaker series, and today is our episode 66. And today our topic is leadership and vision setting. We'll be discussing about leadership vision, value creation in vision setting, and visioning process of a leader. As usual, our regular speaker and trainer, Advocate Ziaur Rahman, is with us, and he is CEO of IITM and adjunct faculty of Independent University. I now welcome Advocate Ziaur Rahman to continuing his session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Edward Toby Mondo. A warm welcome to all of you. Greetings from Dhaka. And today is our 66th session, and we've been doing this for quite some time. So today's topic is on leadership and vision setting. We have been talking about leadership throughout the last year, and it is essential that we also realize that even if you have a proper leadership characteristics, but if you don't know how to set your vision, if you don't know how to connect your people with the appropriate vision that you have been considering for your organization, then you will be winning half the game. The game will not be won completely. The winning of moving forward is something which is crucial. And if you are partly there, but not completely there, you are not achieving 100% success. So today's session is about having the leadership capacity and making it happen by connecting your thought process with the thought process of the organization, the people within the organization, and moving the enterprise forward. So the two issues are vital, and we will be focusing on both and having a spirit of connecting both in order to get to where you really truly want to go through your hard work and through your efforts. So moving forward. Today, I have a quotation by Ray Dalio. He is a fund manager, hedge funds manager. So the quotation goes, "The challenge of a true leader will be to embrace their own talents and gifts without disregarding the talents and gifts of others." Interesting comment in the sense that a true leader will focus on his or her leadership capacities and gifts and promote it within the organization while maintaining the balance that he or she does not frustrate someone else's talents and gifts. So while you are pushing forward with your own spirit, your own capacity, your leadership qualities and gifts, and your talents are seen and noticed within the organization, you are not there to frustrate anybody else's growth. You're not there to frustrate anybody else's inherent leadership qualities as well. So it's a very important balance that we have to forge between you and the team members within your organization. We have to realize that, let's say you are the leader of the house or the department, and obviously you will guide the people, you will drive the organization forward. It is expected. You will give the organizational tone for the organization, while you will be very much in line with understanding what's going on within the organization and the overall mindset and aspirations and leadership qualities that are flowing within the organization. While you will have that type of spirit, you will be pushing your own talents and gifts onto the floor, onto the organization. But in order to do that, you will have to also accommodate other people's talents and gifts. So the whole system will work only if you are pushing out with your own spirit and your own talents and gifts while respecting and acknowledging other people's talents and gifts, and blending their gifts and talents with your gifts and talents, so that the organization becomes even more stronger. It gets even more vibrancy from the team spirit, from the team engagement or the team dynamics that you are fostering. So there is no way that you are going to come and say that this is how we are going to do our business, and the way you had been thinking, you need to stop your thinking and follow me word for word, 100%. That spirit is not the right spirit in an organizational setup. Maybe in a military war game or warfare, that might be the right approach, maybe. But in this context that we are looking out, we're looking into the organizational setting, the corporate setting, or the social setting. It has to be a team game and team inspired activity where your talent and your gifts will sit squarely with other people's talents and gifts. So this is an important spirit, that you need to push your ideas and talents forward while not disrespecting anybody else's. Moving forward. This is by famous Jack Welch. He said, when you were made a leader, you weren't given a crown. You were given the responsibility to bring out the best in others. Notice the word crown. That means once you become a leader or somebody gives you the positional leadership, you should never feel that this is a particular crown that I'm wearing. My hat of responsibility, it has to be focused on making sure others around you are doing their best. If you become a leader and everybody else starts to uh, slow down in terms of their energy, in terms of their best output, then something is wrong. Maybe you are forcing your thoughts too much onto others. Maybe people are feeling smaller, when people are feeling not respected. These issues don't come out. These issues can't be understood right away at times, because you might be passionately pushing forth with your ideas and your own skills and knowledge, and you somehow miss out on the overall organizational culture, organizational direction, people's mindset, etc. Sometimes your passion is so strong, your energy level, your commitment to your work is so strong that you somehow miss out on other people's viewpoints. That can happen, but as a true leader, you have to immediately bounce back. You have to realize that this is a responsibility that you're holding. It's not a crown. It's not a leadership is action. Leadership is not a position only. That means if you're in positioned as a leader, you should not be thinking that, oh, I am the boss of this house or the department and I know best, and everybody else will be following my perspective because I have been in the industry for maybe longer period of time, or I have a better academic record, or I am simply the boss of this house because my position says so, and therefore I am going to run the organization my way, and everybody else will have to follow through my way. That spirit is not the right spirit. What the focus should be on your side is, here is an opportunity that I have, and I am, yes, the leader of this house or the department, but I am also extremely responsible for all the actions, all the activities that take place in this organization. Therefore, I need to be focusing heavily on bringing the trust level amongst the people so that I become a responsible citizen, a responsible leader, and I grow the organization forward. So this is a perspective that all of us should have within ourselves. And this is how actually the true path to leadership grows. So moving forward, the next one is by David Walker. So he says leadership is building a bridge that connects the vision with the purpose in order to empower those who are around us. So he's talking about leadership as being a bridge, as being a connector between your ideas and the overall structure and direction of the organization. So the vision is out there with its magnificence, and you as a leader are sort of building the bridge so that the people can walk from one side of the bridge to the other. In this case, people can walk from one idea to the expansive, nurturing, fascinating idea that you are promoting for this organization. For example, if you are, let's say, a automobile company, and currently you are using mechanized operational units to run your organization, to run your automobile. So you don't have the technology, let's say the technology that is presently available, like artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc., into your automobile. But you come in as the CEO, and you're a very techie CEO. You inspire your team members so that you build a car which becomes the most dynamic and logic sensitive car in the world. Yes, that might cost more. The R&D facility will have to be retweaked and redesigned. A lot of new people have to be brought in. New skill sets have to be incorporated into this enterprise. A lot of shuffling will take place. A lot of growing pains will be introduced in this organization. So that's a massive vision that, let's say, you're building, and your people are in the, let's say, not in the machine learning environment. They are more on the mechanized, old school methodology of running the operation. So your job is to create this bridge so that the vision and the purpose is met by empowering the people around you. So they have to be also in the same page. They will have to be feeling the same energy, the same passion, so that they also become part and parcel of the visioning process that you are bringing forth for this organization. So it's a very tricky matter. It's not easy. It might seem easy. You just speak to people and then try to convince them over a period of time, and then they transform their thinking in line with your vision. It's not as easy as it thinks. A lot of skill set mapping, a lot of change and transformation, a lot of methodological improvement, a lot of knowledge-based improvement also goes into this bucket of change. So the transformations, if it has to be sticky and solid, then you have to make a lot of internal changes within your own self, including your behavior, including your knowledge space, including the skills level that are required to make this transition. So it's a very powerful statement where you are making the purpose understood properly through creating this bridge so that the vision is understood. The purpose of the organization is properly communicated to, and you have empowered your team to move about passionately with incorporating this vision. And that's how the grand enterprise of the future are going to be built. So this statement by David Walker sets the tone of this organization, if it's to move from its current reality to a grand reality where things are going to be a lot more unique, and you will have your competitive advantage. You can have this advantage transformed into sustainable competitive advantage. And in the business world, if you have these competitive advantages all set and positioned, and your people are in line with this perspective, then the enterprise will move forward. So moving forward, this is by Sunny John. Vision without action is illusion. Vision without action is illusion. Action without a vision is confusion. So let me read it from the back. If you don't have a action which is not supported by a vision, You will have a lot of activity that will go on within the organization, but you will find that much of the action, much of the activities that you are doing is coming to of no value, because it is not creating any particular direction setting. It's not giving the impetus, the moral impetus to move in a particular direction, because your people are not aligned with the vision. Your people are not aligned with the perspective of what is it that we want to achieve through our actions in this enterprise. So a lot of confusion will take place. Confusion is nothing but negative energy. And when you have negative energy, it will be hurting the enterprise. So without this vision, things will be like an illusionary process. You will think and you will get a lot of ideas that will be floating in the organization, but no serious effort will be there and no driven purpose will be placed within the enterprise. So everybody will be working, but in a confused state of manner and doing this and that without really truly aligning with the total spirit and total purpose and vision of the organization. In these type of situations, money will be wasted, energy will be dissipated, and people will be ultimately frustrated and confused, and their energy levels will sap. And once this happens on a regular basis, the entire business ecosystem will be affected. The enterprise at the end will be affected. So the organization will be severely, not moving in the right direction. So this confusion has to be taken out by creating a proper vision, articulating the vision, and making sure people are in line with the passion, connected with the vision. So proper communication is a must for any vision setting, and any vision setting, unless properly communicated, will result in something which is of less value, less quality, and less efficient an outcome. So we have to be careful on these issues. Purpose-driven organization is something that we have to build, and purpose-driven activities will lead to a purpose-driven organization. If we keep this perspective in mind, then our enterprises will be more efficient. Moving forward, this is my definition on leadership, focused on vision setting. Leadership is about vision setting and nurturing the team to engage their spirits to passionately attain the vision. So the words are nurturing your team, passionately connecting your team with your vision, and making sure the leader is appropriately communicating the vision that he or she or the top management team has come about. And this has to be properly rolled out into the entire organization. And once the people are properly connected with the vision, they will know what to do. Their energy levels will rise and they will be passionately connecting with the vision. Imagine an organization that has transformed in itself, that intends to transform in itself from being an average organization to a world-class organization. If you want to make that transition, what you have to do is build a new future state that you want to achieve by looking at the current marketplace and being a little bit more optimistic of the future, and build some futuristic models and tools that will catapult you to the next level. And that is the level that you have set in your vision. So, and if you can now find a potential way to connect your team members so that they start to believe that yes, that elevated state of affair can be achieved by our efforts, and if they start to nurture this spirit, this will become a second habit, and they will find all the avenues and ways to improve their own personal characteristics, qualities in terms of knowledge and skills and managerial practices, so that they start to move in that right direction. So once an organization builds a particular momentum in moving into that space, moving into that mindset, call it a you have shifted the gear of the organization, and if the gear is running properly, obviously the speed of the organization will increase, so it will lift everybody else. So the idea of leadership is to making sure the vision setting is proper, then you nurture and nourish your team so that they are even more effectively engaged in with their spirit and energy and passion, so that they can start trying to achieve the vision. This is an enterprise which is going to be moving further than an enterprise whose visions are not properly communicated. So they don't even know where they want to go in terms of their product, in terms of their market, in terms of their technology, in terms of their brand positioning, etc. So if you can bring all of these together and sort of sell the idea in the most passionate and meaningful way to your team members, then the team members will automatically feel confident that my boss or the CEO of this enterprise or the team head has come up with this wonderful potential, a wonderful future state, and we are part of the future state, and we have the capacity, and the CEO is driving our passions so that we can actually lift ourselves. Then ultimately the process, the vision setting has taken place, and now the bridge that we had talked about in the previous slide is being constructed so that people can smoothly run from one end of the bridge to the other side of the bridge, and therefore you are achieving the success that you had intended to achieve. So leadership is about building this passion and driving the people together so that they are connected with your vision. So moving forward, value creation and vision setting. This is important. You have to be creating value throughout the process in your perspective of the vision setting. If the value is not being created in the even during the vision setting process, people may be confused. People may think that you're investing time or wasting time and money with something on something where it is truly not going to take shape. So during the vision setting process, if you can show some form of value that is being created, then people will feel more confident. People will see that it is probably doable. Seeing is believing. We know that. So therefore, the value creation process should be there right from the moment of the vision setting process. It's very difficult. You can't create value unless you actually finish until you actually get everything ready and you're operational. Then only the value is actually created. But value in terms of trust, value in terms of spirit is also important. So some of these components of the value creation process in the vision setting process are it builds forward a mindset, a forward-thinking mindset. So you are thinking that it is doable, it's possible. So this forward-thinking mindset would be important in this vision setting process, and that is the value that will come about. The other value that will come about is your prioritization. You will know which areas to prioritize. When you are in the process of vision setting and ultimately getting to the vision, then you will know which components or which technology or which markets and which type of business model that you will be engaged in. So the priority setting will be there. That is the value that will be created. You will gain a overall 360-degree holistic perspective, because in the vision setting process, a lot of ancillary issues, a lot of issues which are connected and relevant to the vision will be brought about. A lot of brainstorming will take place. So you will gain a 360-degree holistic perspective, and that is the value that will be created. You will be more productive and efficient because when you are setting your vision, the organization will know that what level of commitment, what level of passion needs to be included or incorporated in this new design. So automatically you will know that you need to up your energy, you need to up your strengths in terms of your capacity and skill set. So you will automatically push yourself to become more productive and efficient. And that will be the value that will be created in this vision setting process. The last but not the least is better strategy and technology. By having this, by incorporating this vision setting process, the organization will also find better strategy and better technology to incorporate so that the vision is ultimately achieved. And by doing so, obviously, the better strategy and better technology itself are value that will be created in this process. So all these components, if it is incorporated and it adds a significant change and transformation dynamic within the organization, then value will automatically be created. So vision setting game is nothing but also making people understand that where the value will come about. And once you make your people understand that through this vision or through this vision setting process, some value is to be brought into the organization, then people will relate to it and people will build trust on this value, that people will build trust on your perspective and your communication with the team, and automatically transformation will take place. So moving forward, visioning process of a leader. Uh, as we know that you are not constantly visioning in an organization, you will have moments of times that you will be allocating to set specific agenda and team spirit and brainstorming process to create the vision. And the other part of your time will be directly engaged in rolling out the vision. So if you think of it as a compartment, part of it will be in the vision setting process and you set your vision, and the rest will be in the implementation process. After a certain timeline, maybe 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, the visioning process will have to be again revisited, and then a new mindset or new overall organizational dynamic and organizational design and organizational strategy will be formed based on a slightly altered vision. But you have to be doing this as a process as of a leader. So what would you be doing in this process to create the new value, to create the new vision for the organization? You will have to engage in brainstorming session with your team members. Then you will have to pick potential opportunities that comes about through these brainstorming sessions, to these knowledge uplifting sessions, through these exchange of views. You will pick a potential areas where you would drive your organization towards. Then you have to be self-motivated. You have to believe in yourself to act. Then you will be acting and guiding the team so that they achieve the vision that you have set for the organization. It might be your vision, but it has to be sold to the team, or it might be a collective vision. If it's a collective vision, the team is also completely in the game. So they will be also passionate to drive forward with the objectives that the vision is about to bring about. And then you will be implementing the vision and the plan will be rolled out. You will maintain a structure and a system and have all the appropriate controls and check mechanisms so that if something goes wrong, you know what to do. You don't go out and create a vision and completely work on that vision without looking at the markets and testing the markets. If there are issues that come about from the markets, if they are very disturbing, then you will have to revisit your vision and to try to figure out whether this is the right approach, or whether we are in the right product line, or whether truly this is the new product, set of products that you want to bring about, or set of services that you bring about for the market? Is there a truly a need for these products and services? These critical checks will have to be assessed on a regular basis. You don't want to change your vision overnight, but if you see very negative issues popping up, then you will have to maybe revisit your vision, or keep your old vision with some additional, not changes, but keep your old vision, but design some new processes to ensure that the vision is being properly nurtured in the market. That you might have to do, but you will have to maintain a check and balance system during this process. And the most important part is that if your vision setting process as a leader is getting a lot of negative vibes, a lot of confusions are being raised in the market, and people are not being able to align themselves with the grand vision that you have set, then you might have to revise your plan to accommodate the perspective of the market in line with your vision. You might have a grand vision which is truly unique, but the market is not ready for your vision. Then obviously, if you roll out this plan, the community and the market will not be able to associate with your vision. Your product sales or service sales will be low, and people will be confused and frustrated, and people probably will want the old version of what you had brought out in the previous term. They will question you that why do I need this new product line? We don't understand this product. We are having difficulty with this service. So let's go back to the old version, or let's go back to the old product line. They will give you all these inputs. So you don't want to be shocked after all the product is coming out or all the service rollout has taken place. So it is best to revise your plan so that you are not getting any kind of shock from the market. So if you want to be a true leader, this entire visioning process has to be taken in the right spirit, and realizing that the visioning process and the vision setting game is part of your organization. And every now and then you will have to revisit this vision setting process so that you're to understand and to realize that whether your vision is the right vision for the current market space. So this is a regular process that you will have to revisit, but at the same time you will have to know that this process in this process, communication and maintaining clarity would be essential. If you are somewhere losing your people in terms of your thought and their stream of consciousness and their ability to understand you, then something is amiss, something is wrong, and you have to immediately strengthen your communication perspective so that everybody is getting a clear understanding of what you are planning to do next, and whether everybody or the specific team who are designing this new state of affair are properly understood, and whether they are completely nurtured with the right passion and spirit to develop this new vision for the organization. If everybody else is thinking that the old vision or the old products and services that we had are much better than what we are planning to incorporate in the new product or the new service line, then obviously there will be a lack of passion and there will be a lack of energy within the enterprise, and this will show. So in this process, if you are keeping the communication up and if you are making sure everybody is in the same page, then there will be more energy flowing in the enterprise, and in all the communication that will take place, everybody will be strategically aligned with what the organization is trying to do in terms of its new visioning and in terms of new products and in terms of new services. So as a leader, this is a regular process that when you are sitting with your vision statement or your visioning of the enterprise, then you must be following all of these components to get the right output and the right result for the organization. So moving forward, leadership and technology. We know that we are living in a very techno savvy environment. So we will have specific session on leadership and technology, and how a leader needs to have these technology supremacy in terms of his or her knowledge space, in terms of using the online technology, in terms of using all the digital technology that are out there in order to bring the organization up to speed. That we have to have a specific session. But in this slide, we're just quickly talking about the issue of managing technology so as to deliver the right output for the organization. So the digital system, the online communication tools, all of that will have to be understood by the manager, by the leader, so that information is dissipated in a quick timeline to the organization, and specific parties will have to be given specific roles in this design. So you have to be creating a security and safety mechanism, and the communication has to be very proper in terms of its safety. So what type of communication and who will be running these will have to be understood from a digital perspective, from a technology perspective. Then you will have the teams who are working with you in this grand organization. In the new transformation of the organization, you have to give assigned roles in handling these technologies. So if somebody is responsible for all web content, then he or she or his or her team has to be given all the security codes so that they can go in and revise the content as and when needed. So technology handling would be very essential. If you are truly trying to set the organization in a very, in a position of high technology incorporation within the enterprise, then all of that will have to be settled ahead of time. Then you'll have to do all forms of online discussions, brainstorming sessions, Zoom and SteamYard and all type of technology tools will have to be incorporated in your meetings, in your trainings, in your discussions, with your stakeholders, etc. So last but not the least, all these tools, online tools, all the decision management software, there are so many out there these days. There are customer service software, there are back office software. We'll have to use these in our transformation as an organization. So in the vision setting process, for a leader, you have to have this technology component very well nurtured. So without the technology component, a grand vision may not be properly rolled out into your entire organization. If you are a very small organization, personal communication and personal touch will work. But when you're dealing with an organization which has thousands of employees placed in different parts of the world, then you have no option but bringing all the technology components available to you, so that you are nurturing your energy across your organization in the same capacity. So every time you go about discussing a new idea or discussing about some new processes, you have to organize these brainstorming sessions, and that can be done through this online platform where everybody has the capacity to participate. So these are issues which are relevant to your visioning process of a grand organization that you want to build towards. So with this component in mind, we will be more enriched as a human person, as a leader with the right tools to run about our business. So moving forward, I'm at the end of my session. So today's million-dollar question is, should organization focus on people-centric management or on technology-dependent tools to manage? The answer is it has to be both in today's market space, because technology is there and as an enabler. Technology is there to help us proceed in a much faster fashion. Imagine the technology tool that we are using today. It's called Zoom, right? I am sitting in Dhaka, Bangladesh, and some of you are listening from different parts of the world. So how is it possible that I'm doing this? I'm using the technology to manage my presentation, and you are also using the same technology. So if you want to lead in an organization in today's marketplace, you have to be technology dependent. While I say this, there are moments where very soft issues are there, and issues of great importance, and which maybe sometimes you can't go about sharing in a technology open community space. You might have to call in your team, have a very closed door discussion, and where none of the technology components will be used. So it all depends on the purpose of your meeting, the purpose that you want to achieve, and how you want to achieve. But in terms of product rollout, in terms of market discussions, in terms of new perspective, maybe using technology would be a appropriate strategy so that you can quickly roll out your plan. But if you don't use technology, then certain points and certain uh, issues will not flow as quickly as you had envisioned or planned. So I would be thinking it is a game of the purpose driven design of the organization. And in some issues, technology may not be so important, but in other components, technology might be very important in order to disseminate, in order to factor information, in order to get the information out as quickly as possible. So I would be taking a route on using technology in my design of the future of my organization, while I'll also have a component of a non-technical interpersonal engagement with specific team members and specific people, specifically who are dealing with markets, who are dealing with R&D, who are dealing with customer service, etc. So with that, I would like to end today's session. Thank you very much for listening in. I'm Advocate Ziaur Rahman. I'm the CEO of IITM and adjunct faculty of IUB. Welcome to our next session, which will also take place at the same time next week. So back to you, Edward Probin Mondol, and stay safe from pandemic. Take care.
With that, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Advocate Ziaur Rahman, for your presentation. With that, we conclude our 66th episode of Leadership Speaker Series and welcome you for our next session, which will be held next Wednesday as regular time at Eastern Mountain Standard Time at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is 11 p.m. and in Bangladesh Standard Time at Thursday morning at 9 a.m. and Indian Standard Time 8:30 a.m. on Thursday morning. With that, thank you very much and stay safe and stay blessed.